Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Albemarle Corporation's recent filing, and let me tell you, this one has more twists than a pretzel factory. We're going to unpack how shareholders voted on some pretty important stuff and what it means for the company's future. It's like watching a corporate soap opera, but with numbers. Before we start, if you find it helpful to get the real scoop on what's happening in corporate filings, make sure to subscribe. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come join the conversation. This report is all about what happened at Albemarle's annual meeting of shareholders on May 6, 2025. Basically, this is a recap of the votes on key issues that shaped the company. Albemarle is a big player in the specialty chemicals world, especially known for lithium, which is super important for batteries. Think electric cars and your phone, they need lithium. So what went down at the meeting? Shareholders got to vote on a few things, including electing directors, giving their opinion on executive pay, and ratifying the company's accounting firm. They even voted on a shareholder proposal. It's like a corporate report card where the shareholders get to grade the company's performance and direction. First up, the election of directors. There were about 117.6 million shares eligible to vote, and over 94 million shares were represented. That's a good turnout. Let's jump into the specifics. Lauren Bellis got about 79.2 million votes in favour, with only about 500,000 against. It looks like she's in good standing with the shareholders. Same goes for Ralph H. Kramer. He got 79.1 million votes for him. Most of the nominees had a good number of votes for, which means the majority of shareholders agreed with the suggested directors. Next, the advisory vote on executive compensation. This is where shareholders get to say whether they think the top executives are being paid fairly. Now, this vote isn't binding, which means the company doesn't have to change anything based on the outcome. It's more like a suggestion box for executive pay. About 54.8 million votes were in favour of the executive compensation, but a pretty substantial 24.7 million voted against it. So almost half of the votes were not in favour of the company executives' compensation packages. That's quite a split. It shows there's some concern among shareholders about how much the executives are making. Maybe they think they're not performing well enough to justify those big paychecks. Or maybe they just think the money could be better spent elsewhere. Then there was the vote to ratify PricewaterhouseCoopers L as the company's independent accounting firm. This is like hiring a referee to make sure the company's financial statements are fair and accurate. This one passed easily with nearly 89 million votes in favour. Only about 5 million voted against, so it looks like most shareholders are happy with the accounting firm. Finally, there was a shareholder proposal regarding simple majority vote. This proposal aims to change the company's rules so that some decisions can be made with a simple majority vote rather than needing a supermajority, which is a higher threshold like 2/3. This one also passed, but with a closer margin. About 54.3 million voted for it, while 25.1 million voted against. This means there was a decent chunk of shareholders who didn't want to make it easier to pass certain resolutions. Maybe they like the extra protection of needing a supermajority. So what's the big picture here? Albemarle seems to have strong support from its shareholders for most of its decisions. However, the significant number of votes against executive compensation and the shareholder proposal shows there are some concerns and disagreements within the shareholder base. This also tells you a lot about the company's governance. Shareholder proposals are a way for the owners of the company to influence the business's decisions. The fact that one of them passed indicates that the company leadership listened to the voices of investors. These votes can influence Albemarle's direction. If shareholders are unhappy with executive pay, it might push the company to rethink its compensation packages. A change to simple majority voting could make it easier for shareholders to push through other changes in the future. These things can change the way the company is run. Now, looking at these results more broadly, Albemarle seems to be navigating a complex landscape. On the one hand, they're benefiting from the growing demand for lithium, which is crucial for electric vehicles and energy that is increasing scrutiny over executive pay and corporate governance. It's a balancing act between keeping shareholders happy and managing the business effectively. Albemarle is clearly trying to position itself as a key player in the corporate governance. It's a balancing act between keeping shareholders happy and managing the business effectively. Albemarle is clearly trying to position itself as a key player in the future of energy, but they need to make sure they're doing it in a way that satisfies their investors. Alright, that's our breakdown of Albemarle's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.